whether you like me or not, and you did that within a fraction of a second of looking at me. You saw my behavior, my body language, my nonverbal behavior, and my tone of voice, and decided it based on that. Why? Because there's a part of your brain, the primitive brain, that makes quick judgments about those around you. It places people into 1 out of 4 categories, and it placed me into either the friend category or the enemy category. Your brain said, does this person give off signals that they're a good person and should we approach, or should we retreat because they're going to be a huge risk? If I am placed into your friend category, your brain then tells your neocortex to find all the information it can that proves your theory. On the other hand, if I am placed into the enemy category, your brain tells your neocortex the exact same thing to find all the information it can, proving that I am an enemy to you. Your neocortex doesn't have a lot of information about me because I am a stranger to you. So then it starts making up stories about if I am either a friend or if I am either an enemy. If I am a friend, it makes up a narrative that I am a good person. But if I am an enemy, it makes up a narrative that I am a bad person.
Now, the third category is if I come on stage and for some reason you think, damn, he's a potential sexual partner. And you may laugh and everything, and that is not my intent. I have a girlfriend, but it may happen accidentally to me, to you, to everyone. Because when your brain stems are looking for a potential sexual partner, you're looking for people who look like you, people who are part of your tribe, people who are part of your group, part of your community, part of your gang. Almost family. I mean, I wouldn't say family because genetics has taught us that that wouldn't be so helpful. But yeah, so that is what your brain is looking for. So it's completely normal. And you also may be thinking, if I am not part of the enemy category, the friend category, or the potential sexual partner category, then where am I? And that leads me to the fourth category, which is indifferent. And so there are 7 billion people in this planet. It's impossible to place everyone in one of those 3 categories. So most people are in the indifferent category. And that's not necessarily bad. But evolutionary and behavioral psychology has taught us repeatedly that in order to get out of the indifferent category, you need to get into the friend category. And that's what I've been doing this whole time I've been speaking. I don't know if you've noticed. So I wanted to give you a few tricks and tips in order for you guys to apply what I've been doing to your everyday life to help with your coworkers, your family, your friends, and everyone. So here they go.
You know what we're doing? This stuff is easy. Let's talk about the smile now. The smile, it's a universal sign. Whatever, who you are, whatever your parents were, whatever you are, whatever. The smile, it's a universal sign. It comes from everyone. Everyone knows how to do it. Everyone knows what does it mean. But there's a half signal, insufficient data. Now, this is when people doesn't smile the correct way. To build a smile, we need 3 seconds. Now, if you do it for 3 seconds, then you're gonna be like, oh, friendly, family, whatever. Not a predator. Let's say it like that. Not a predator. But this comes around with an eyebrow flash up. Why? Because you cannot do a half smile or no, it's kind of like this. Now we're talking different, right? This is something that you'll say, oh, friendly, family, sexual partner, I don't know. This stuff, it's really easy, but you have to know how to do it and pretend you know how to do it. Why? Now, if you go to a place and you're gonna discuss something, you cannot be like, oh yeah, because blah 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 blah. You have to be present. You have to be nice. You have to be people. Now, then, when you pass the 3-second rule or most of it in your presentation or whatever you're gonna do, you're gonna be like, oh, friendly. Then they're gonna pay attention to you. You can do really good exercises, like in the street. You can go to a person and go like, hey. They'll be like, hey, how are you? Blah, 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 blah. They're gonna be like, after 5 minutes, like, yeah, but where do we know? You're gonna be like, We don't.
Here is the really important one. I show you no tools, no weapons. Empty hands. It's a universal signal for I come unarmed. If Darwin was right, we descend from ground-dwelling mammals of the forest of Africa, receded during climate change. The plains started to open up. The ground-dwelling mammal decided to stand up. When it stood up, great, it had control of the hands now. Now that's really useful. I can be tactile and I can manipulate the world around me. But also, now my belly area with lots of soft, delicate organs is not protected by the ground, which means that under stress, I better protect that. And if I'm not under stress, if I'm not a predator and you're not a predator, then I display this area to you with no tools, no weapons. I call this area the truth plane, because this is where you'll get stimulated and triggered at an unconscious level to choose me as being honest and truthful and good to be around. And if I smile as well as raise my eyebrows, you all go, Letty could read the telephone directory to us, because you cherry-picked the numbers that you thought were great in it. Now at this point, what usually people start to think is, actually Letty, I'm getting a bit disappointed, because you're kind of manipulating us, aren't you? And yes, I absolutely am. And here's the thing. If I was really authentic with you right now and didn't use the behaviors that I've learned and I became highly skilled in order to become a good speaker around you, and if I don't use my countermeasures to the fight and flight system as I've decided to do now, you see I am not a good speaker. I am just skilled in
In fact, if I were to be honest about this and authentic with you, and by authentic, I mean that for me, authenticity is you know what's good for you, you know what's bad for you, and you will do what's good for you and right and feels right for you at an instinctual level regardless, because you want to be you regardless of the prices or punishments out there. Okay, if I was being truly authentic with you, I would not show up for this, and I'm not joking. That's a reality. I do this professionally, by the way. So I've already done one of these in the morning for an hour and a half over at Niagara. They put me on after Chris Hadfield, Canadian spaceman national hero. Thanks for the programming. I wake up in the morning and the last thing I want to do at an instinctual gut level is to stand in front of a bunch of people who I don't know, who I have no data around, because I can't see them, and put out there my life's work in front of them for them to criticize if they want to. That's not what I want to do. And when I start to get that feeling, if you really want to see the authentic me, because the real me, because build it and they will come, when I start to get that feeling that you don't respect the path, has anybody here reading 3 books on body language and behavior? I'll just answer for you, no. So for you to judge me at all is stupidity on your part. This is the authentic me. This is what I really feel. And here's the reality. You're safe here because I'm in front of a camera. You're not in front of me. But if I came close and showed you the real signals of predator, which are the real signals I want to display in front of this kind of large crowd, I guarantee you don't like me so much now, do you?
So starting now, I want you to become the most inauthentic person you could ever become. Starting today, tomorrow, and the rest of your life, you should become the most inauthentic person. And here's why. You just listen to all my classmates express to you what becoming, the difference between authentic, inauthentic, and all this sort of things. But from now on, I want you to walk up into someone, whoever it is, and even if you feel it on a gut level, he doesn't bring any benefit to your life. In fact, he's a nobody. I want you to give him a try, hear him out. Because if you stay being the authentic person you consider out to be, you don't know how many brilliant opportunities you're missing out on. And you know, it hurts me because I beg you to become this inauthentic person and discover for yourself all the brilliant opportunities you're missing out. And besides that, I want you to, from now on, me and you are going to make a promise. From now on, every single room we walk in, we're going to be anything, completely anything but indifferent, and become the most inauthentic version of ourselves.